Over the past 3 years, the Wrestleverse has continued to expand like never before. Sanctioned and unsanctioned fight leagues, wrestling promotions, underground fight clubs, and narrative correctors. The Wrestleverse continues to become ever more connected with each passing second, opening doors to dream matches fans never thought were possible. Now, fight promotions across the globe are allowing wrestlers to compete in competitive markets, creating a broader portfolio for the competitors and a hell of a lot of amazing fight cards for the Wrestleverse. This is a Wrestleverse Top 10.
What's up, fight fans? Greetings from the Wrestleverse. It's your boy Tijon, and it's time for your top 10. Man, it's been a while. We haven't done this, I think, in a week, and it was so crazy because we used to do this like twice a day during WrestleMania weekend, and I was so used to it. So I'm glad to be getting back to it. But we got some pretty cool news for you guys. So let's get started with number 10. All right, guys. So, like I said, Alberto El Patron is returning to AAA for Triple Mania. So, he has indicated that Alberto Del Rio, as you guys may know him in WWE, has indicated that the former World Heavyweight Champ will be returning at AAA, Triple Mania, Triple X. Alberto is booked to be the surprise partner for Laredo Kid, because his original partner, Arrow Star, actually is having visa issues. So El Patron is also getting more involved with the MMA world, which is pretty dope. He has inked a short-term deal with the UFC to appear as a Spanish commentator, and there's apparently interest in from both sides in a potential long-term partnership. So that's pretty dope, man. Some controversial news for him. He got cleared of these. But last December, he was actually cleared from all kidnapping and sexual assault charges made against him by his ex-girlfriend. And since then, he's been trying to get some kind of deal to return to WWE or AEW, but nobody is interested in him yet. So he will be debuting at AAA. So it should be dope. Triple Mania should be a fun one. Good luck to him. But yeah, man, I thought that was super cool and super interesting, especially with the controversy around him. I had no idea that he was getting into MMA or was involved in MMA at all. I know a lot of wrestlers are, but I thought that was pretty dope. But yeah, man, let's get right into number 9. Man, everybody's getting into podcasting these days, and I know I'm one of those guys too, but it is dope to see some of, our big wrestling stars and, the people that we've seen really get into it. First, we had Stone Cold. Then we had The Undertaker just announced it. So now William Regal is joining in on the podcast wave. He just announced it. It will be available on all streaming services, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, everything. He's coming for people's necks, and it will be called Gentleman Villain. So definitely tune into it. They haven't announced the date, but they are looking to start it up in a few weeks. So that should be really cool, man. I'm interested to see what he's going to really talk about. Will it be just about his journey? Is he going to have guests? What are the guests going to talk about? Will he be really talking about, that stable that he's created in AEW? That would be kind of cool. Give us some more ins and outs of AEW. Maybe he'll talk trash about Tony Khan some. It'd be kind of funny. I'm looking for dope, but let's get into number 8. All right, man. Number 8, Matt Cardona flexing on all of us, but especially Vince McMahon with all these belts. Recreating that picture from, what's his name? It's a straight up copy of this picture that I saw on Twitter. But he did it. He has all his belts on. And, he was released 2 years ago from the WWE. So he tweeted this picture out in the caption, and I'll read it to you. 2 years ago, April 15, 2020, he was released by WWE. And he says it needed to happen. It was one of the best things that ever happened in his career and in his life. These past 2 years have been incredible. My goal was never to prove anybody wrong. I wanted to prove my fans and myself right. and I have, and I will continue to do so. I'm still here and always ready. So dope, man. That got me hyped. I thought that was so awesome hearing that from him. He also said that he was sending that picture to Vinnie Mac to just show him, like, look what I did since you released me. And he's huge in the indies. Yeah, we trolled each other on Twitter. But I'm a huge fan. I'm super proud of him and what he's been able to accomplish. He did say also that he would like to return to WWE, but he's not basing everything that he's doing on that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that he's not trying, like, he's not basing all of his career on it. It's just, he's on a tremendous path. He's like the best heel in wrestling right now. Everybody loves to hate him, and he's a good wrestler. He's fun to watch, super entertaining. So, yeah, I'm sure the WWE is looking at him, and they can definitely work him in, especially with his current persona. That's nothing. It would be so dope. And, yeah, Keith, Matt, 6 belts, like Becky, 2 belts, but different. Matt with all his belts is wild. You know what I mean? And he's earned them all. It's not like it's trash or fluke. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But segueing into Vinnie Mac, let's just get right into number 7. All right. So 2 years ago, basically, it's been 2 years since they came out with the announcement that Vince McMahon was having a documentary coming out on Netflix. Apparently, it's still happening. So there has been a little bit of like word on it, but not that much. There's still no set date. But all that we do know is that there will be 4 episodes. It's still in production, which means that, that WrestleMania 38, those clips could be in that fight with Pat McAfee, may be in there. I highly doubt it, but that botched stunner that he got from Stone Cold might be in it. Like, there's plenty of options, but you never know. Hopefully they do add some clips, though, just because, he's still going at it, even in his age. We may not like him fully, but you got to respect the fact that he's still getting in the ring, and he is entertaining in front of that camera. So you got to respect it, man. I love it. And I can't wait for it to come out whenever it decides to come out. It's already been 2 years. The hype is starting to die down. But you know what? Everybody's going to watch it. The same way we watch every single Raw and SmackDown, even when we complain, you're going to tune into Vinnie Mac. But, that's all I got to say about that one. So let's get right into number 6. All right, man. So I don't know what's in the air in the WWE Wrestleverse right now, but they are on a roll, just changing everybody's names. So we're coming out with 2 NXT superstars that are now getting their name changed. First up, Kaylee Ray is no longer Kaylee Ray, which I actually am upset about. Her name is now Alba Fire. That's going to take some time to grow on me. I'd rather it stay with Kaylee Ray. I'm assuming that this means that she's going to get called up, but it's in the air. I have no idea. I'm just speculating. Usually a name change means a call up. So that one, and also another surprise one, Casey Catanzaro is getting a name change to Katana Chance. Now, I like the name, but I don't like the fact that she's getting her name changed and her partner isn't. That's a big tell for me, and that means that maybe she's moving on by herself. Oh, my bad. So I would love to see them stay together because they are fantastic tag team and a great duo, and I love the tag team, division in the WWE, and I would love to see more of it instead of the same, like, 4 people. But we'll see. Hopefully she gets the call up too. But only time will tell. I'm really hoping, though, that, she doesn't get screwed off and just stays in the ether. But, we're just going to have to see. So let's get into number 5. So this is some AEW superstar news. You guys may recognize this face. Luther. Who could love it? Right? Super crazy. But guess what? The man got married. Made this big announcement on Twitter showing off the rings of his partner and his partner Julie Ann. They're now wearing their rings. He just was like, so I did a thing today. So awesome, bro. I'm happy for him. And look at that. If anybody could love this face, you could find love too. He looks super creepy, man. That's all I'm saying. But I am happy for him. Love, love, love. Everybody loves love, you know. So great, super awesome. But I had to give it a spot. So that's why I got number 5. But here's some pretty interesting stuff in number 4. All right, man. Unfortunately, Jonathan Gresham is injured. He has a possible concussion. I don't know what it really is. Nobody's really detailing too much. All we're getting is that it's a possible concussion, and he was pulled from Progress 132 and 133 over this weekend. He's promising that he'll be back for 134 because it's on May 15th, so that gives him plenty of time to recover, but we don't know his full timetable yet. And he's also scheduled to face Eddie Edwards in a non-title match on April 23rd at Impact Wrestling Rebellion. And, that's a pay-per-view fight. So it has to happen. It's a huge deal. But, I mean, it's pretty soon from now. So hopefully he can clear protocol before that match. He hasn't been pulled from it yet, so I'm sure they have hope. But there is no word yet. So, prayers out to Jonathan Gresham, man. I hope you can get cleared and that you're healthy. Don't rush it because the brain is a very important organ. But would love to see you on Impact on April 23rd. But yeah, hopefully you're good and you can clear protocol and give us that match because it would be dope. But let's move on to number 3. So this was a surprise to me, and I don't even know why it was a surprise. It really shouldn't have been. I should have known he would want to come back and do some wrestling because he's just an entertainer. Rob Gronkowski wants to make a return to WWE. He's been talking about it on the TMZ Sports. He had an interview, and he said that he would love to come back, and he wants to have a tag team run first, just to get his feet wet. And they gave him some questions about who he would want to face. And of course, he picked The Rock. This would be kind of funny. I don't think The Rock would want this match. This is too silly. And I think Gronk needs to show that he's actually going to be good at wrestling. But it would be kind of silly. It would be a squash match, and The Rock would definitely destroy him. But it would be kind of cool. Also, he's having too many stipulations. Rob is saying that he doesn't want to fight anybody but people that are his height or smaller. He doesn't want to fight anybody bigger, which is kind of dumb. Why not? It could be cool. You could have a match with Omos. It would be kind of fun to watch, but whatever, man. It'll be interesting to see if they do pick him up because he did have a contract before in March of 2020. He had a multi-event contract, but he was released because of COVID and all the pandemic things that were going on, and he had returned to the world of football. So I'm assuming that means that he's not playing anymore. I never heard that he wasn't, but I guess that he's done playing football, I guess, since Brady's out. So I'm assuming that means that he's trying to come back into the world of wrestling. So that would be kind of cool, but he's got to show me some stuff, man, because I haven't seen nothing from him. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think anybody has. So, it'll be cool, though. He's a big name. And, I mean, if Logan Paul can join, why can't Gronk? Gronk is a superstar. But, it'll be dope to see. That's all. But let's just move right on to number 2. All right, guys. Becky Lynch has made her return, but I'm assuming she's making her on-camera return tonight on Monday Night Raw because she was in Syracuse yesterday. And I guess it was a dark event, WWE Saturday Nights. Oh no, on in Syracuse. They were in Syracuse, and she explained to the fans that she wasn't ready to walk out without her title yet. It's been 3 years that she's never had to walk out without her title. So this is really new territory for her again. She's no longer, big time Bex, not in her head. So this is going to be a different kind of thing for her. And so she had actually promised to get her title back yesterday, and she fought Becky Lynch on Saturday at Saturday night's main event in Erie, Pennsylvania, and lost to Bianca Belair. So I don't know, man. The EST is still the EST. And Rhea Ripley was actually there too in that match, and they both lost to Bianca Belair. I wish they aired it, but I know they're not going to, just because, you know, they have that big match at with Sonya Deville for Backlash, which I would have rather seen Becky and Bianca part 2. That would have been way more fun. But I don't know, man. Maybe something happened and like they're like building up to that. But I don't know. I feel like that match would have been dope. So if anybody saw it and has some clips for me, send them to me, because I would love to see the match that happened on Saturday night's main event. But let's move right on to number 1. Man, this is some big news. I mean, I feel like we all believe it though, but Jim Ross kind of just threw it out there. Jim Ross believes that MJF will be the new AEW World Champ at some point this year. So he actually was on podcast, you know, Grilling JR podcast, and he was answering fans' questions. And one of the fans asked who he would like to see hold the AEW World Championship after Hangman Adam Page. And so he just came right out and said it. MJF will definitely be the AEW World Champion at some point in time, but he suggests that it happens sooner rather than later, this year as in sooner. So he then backed up a little bit. He said, I don't have that written down. Tony Khan didn't whisper that in my ear at the UFC fight on Saturday, but there are a lot of guys that do qualify. He named Adam Cole and, you know, a few more guys, but he definitely wants to see MJF get that spot. He also gave props to FTR and believes that they can call themselves the best tag team in the world right now. And I do agree with that. He also, like all of us, wants to see them fight the Briscoes again, and he wants to call the match. I would love that. This would be a dream come true for me, especially after how the last one went down. Bro, best tag team match I've ever seen. Like, it will go down in history. If you haven't watched it yet, shame on you. It's now been like 2.5 weeks, I think. So if you haven't watched it, bro, go back and watch this fight. It was epic, bro. Epic. But that's all the news that I got for you guys today. That's all your top 10. Super great. Like I said, there's been a lot of crazy news, and this was one of the better ones for sure that we've done. But I see your comments, Keith. Let me get to them. If anybody else has any comments too, I'm going to read them out and, you know, give you my thoughts. So Keith says, I read today that LA Knight was working as a dark match, as a manager to the former Mace of Retribution. I did hear that too. And I think LA Knight would be a fantastic manager. He has the mic skills. I don't really like him wrestling. I would rather him be a manager and then do like some spots to where, you know, he suns the people that try to like step to him. But I think him as a manager is gold. And I think that that's a great move. So maybe they previewed it on a dark match just to like see how he would be. But yeah, that's a natural move. I'm sure that would be like the next move, especially like in SmackDown. I like it. I don't know who he would really be tag team. I mean, a manager for. Can't really think about it. Let me throw that in the air. Who would LA Knight be manager for? Or who would he manage? I mean, that's Raw, so not Bobby Lashley, not Brock. That wouldn't work. I don't know. I have no idea how that would work. Oh man, let me think about it, because I have no idea. I don't think that he could really be with anybody right now, but I just think that he would be a really good manager. Hold on, give me 2 seconds, because I'm actually look it up. Why not? Let's see who's on the roster and who he could be. Just hang in there with me. We could look it up together. You got the Usos. No. You got Roman Reigns. He already has Paul Heyman, who's the best manager ever. So who would it be? LA Knight should manage Seth Rollins? No. See, you're a troll. I literally just said it too. Absolutely not. He should not manage. So, but what about Paul? What about Paul? Like, he can't manage him. No, that won't work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work for me. Shoot, man. I'm trying to see who we got. Madcap. No, that's too silly. That's way too silly. Butch, nah, he's too hard. Drew McIntyre, maybe, because he doesn't have that much like in the way of mic skills. So that could be good. Pat McAfee would be dope. If Pat McAfee gets a fight or like gets a contract to like an in-ring contract, I would actually pay to see LA Knight like be Pat McAfee's manager. That I would like to see. So I'm throwing that. I'm gonna throw that one in. That's my pick. Make LA Knight and Pat McAfee duo for SmackDown. I'll take it. I'll take that one all day, every day. But what else we got? We got another one, another comment from Keith. Wasn't Gronkowski in the Andre the Giant? Yeah, he was like a I don't know, like a cameo appearance. He wasn't really in it. He was in the crowd and then came out because dude was talking trash. I don't even remember it all. It was like quick, but then he was like in the ring. It was just like a little mini appearance. So yeah, that was apparently the start of his old contract. And then we hadn't seen him since then. So yeah, I don't know. I know he liked it. I know he's like went on air several times and been like, that was like one of the best things that ever happened. So like I said, I'm sure that he wants to return. But yeah, I don't know. How many matches has MJF lost to Shawn Dean thanks to Wardlow? That's a good question. I have no idea. That's a Billy question, though. But I love MJF, man. I think that MJF should, when his contract is up, I think that he should be mentored by The Miz. I'm telling you, I've said that now several times on the show, but I like, that's a dream just because their personalities are pretty consistent. Like, they're so similar to me, and I think that would be so dope. Oh, and my bad, Joker. I thought I read that wrong. I read Roman Reigns for Seth Rollins. Nah, LA Knight's too cheesy for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins a genius, but all right, have LA tag with Miz as the ultimate heel tag team. There are too many different guys who are better heels than LA Knight, in my opinion. Like I said, wait for MJF to get out of his contract and go to WWE and make MJF and The Miz the best heel tag team. That is the best heel tag team you're ever going to get. I'm telling you. And they would be dangerous just because MJF is not trash at all. He's a great wrestler too. And he's super young, super malleable, and he has the personality that's going to carry him very far in this Wrestleverse. But unless we get any more comments, guys, that's all I got for you guys. So as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for, watching. We appreciate you. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe to Take It to the Ring. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Also check out the All Real Crew. As always, we do this all day, every day. You will see me again tonight. I'm going to be doing the top 5 at 5. So if there's any more crazy news, best believe I will give it to you guys. But until then, this is your boy T-John. Keep it real, guys.